right, good afternoon. We're at North Kitsap Regional Park, and I'm not sure what this funky building is, but we've never been here before. So we're probably 4 or 5 miles from Port Gamble. Ah, here's a map. So we are parked right there. Ooh. All right, here we go. Oh, here we go. It's a sign. We got a little pond. Oh, there you go. So it hasn't rained in a few days, so hopefully it's not too wet. We forgot to put our boots on.
I'll call you whenever I feel like I'm crying.
Ah, Boundary Trail Boardwalk. This is nice. Wow, that was a big tree at some point. That is huge. So the sign back there said they have bears here. Of course, I think everywhere on Kitsap Peninsula they have potentially bears. It's kind of chilly. I think it's like 43 degrees. The high is in the low 40s all week. By the weekend it's 40 with chance of frozen precip at night. But it doesn't sound like we're gonna get much. Wow, it's a big old tree stump. Oh, we just went up a hill. So I'm thinking the loop we're doing will be 3 to 4 miles round trip. See how long it takes us. Tomorrow I need to take the RV out, drive it like 100 miles at least, and run the generator and everything. Then try and go to a couple state parks by Port Townsend maybe. So Zoe stayed up all night looking out the window for her friend to come over. And she slept all morning from breakfast to lunch, like 5 to 6 hours she slept in bed. Then she wanted attention when we left. She started elongating her meow when she wants attention. It goes on for like 3 seconds. It's pretty funny. So I don't know what this is. Little pieces of things people put up. Art. It's art. Alright, so we should hit the power line trail soon. We'll follow that for a mile. So far there's nothing spectacular to report, but the trail is nice. We passed 3 people, I think. All right, we made it to the power line trail. It's just a little power line. Thought it would be bigger. Yeah, so far I don't know if we'd come back to this park. I mean, it's nice to walk in, but there's really nothing spectacular still. All right, here's some openness right below the power lines. So we passed 3 more people, up to a grand total of 6. There's some steep sections in this park. I think we have about another 1/3 of a mile on this power line trail. Then we'll start looping back. I think that's the boundary of the park. All right, we are off the power line trail, and this tree is really neat, growing out of this trunk. Oh, it's really not. It's not growing out of the trunk. All right, this is more like it. So I think we have roughly 1.5 miles back to Science Center to the parking lot. So we will have done like 3.5 miles almost. Or I should say 3 to 4 miles. Junction. All right, we have 1.1 miles, I think, left. I feel like Dairy Queen today. But we probably won't do that. Try and buy it every day. Sounds good. We haven't had Dairy Queen in a long time. Usually we used to do it on vacations, but we don't do that anymore either. We had pizza a few days ago for the first time in probably a month. Papa Murphy's. There's a muddy section. We found a creek. So there must be a culvert going on this road, but you can't see it. Go look at the other side. Alright, so we just went down a lot. Hopefully, we're hoping we stay flat all the way back to the truck. We're going to stop at REI or Fred Meyer on the way home. Look for some boots. There's not a lot of evergreen trees in this park. It's all been logged, and it has deciduous trees. Look at that. So there's a white car down there. I don't know if you can see it. It's been there a while. You see it. I will actually go down there. I want to see what kind it is, if I can tell. Wow. Not much left of it. It's really narrow. It's like a clown car or something. We found our first big lake. So this keeps the beavers from making a dam here. This little cage they made, plus they cleaned it out, it looks like. Alright, I got lost for the second time this year. So we got to a trail, it said cross country trail, and I'm like, that doesn't sound familiar. So I looked at the map. Luckily we took a picture with my cell phone this time, and we're on the totally opposite corner of the park. But we got to see this beaver pond, which otherwise we would not have seen. So that is worth it. So I think we're half a mile to 2/3 of a mile. We went the wrong way. Thought we were walking it for a long time. All right, we are back on the correct trail. So it said 1.6 miles to the parking lot. That's what messed me up, because the other road we were walking toward was 1.1 mile. And you look at the map, You would think it's closer to walk to the parking lot we parked in, but it's not. All right, we have 1 mile to get back to the parking lot. I think we're gonna start carrying a headlamp or flashlight, so when we get lost like this. Luckily, we're gonna make it back tonight, it looks like. If I wouldn't have taken a picture with my phone, we would have probably not made it back before dark, because we would have got to the other parking lot and been really far away. And that would not have been fun. Probably would have had to call Uber, take us to our, if there's cell phone service there, take us to our parking lot. Ah, this is neat. Finally, we're in a fun part of the park. It's got evergreen trees, ferns. We've passed a lot of people today. Oh, that looks like a face right there. It's a mouth and 2 eyes and a nose. And wow, this part of the park is so different than the rest of the park we've walked through. I'm sure they'll log it eventually. So basically, one of the things I found out is that's how they pay for these maintenance and stuff in the park, is logging them. One of the ways. I guess they don't get any money from Texas, and there's no fees for people to use these parks. And it's quiet. All right, this is our last junction. To the right is the parking lot. Wow, there's no sign at this one. They've had signs at all the junctions, except that one. So I'm thinking we're going downhill the last half mile, because we're still up on a ridge. And the parking lot was in a valley. And we walked up initially when we got here. All right, we are almost back to the parking lot. I had to video this tree. My Sasquatch won't go in there. All right, I hear the road. Yeah, this trail, this park would definitely be muddy if you did it during the rain or right after the rain. I think it's been 4 or 5 days since we had any rain. And it's dried pretty good. Oh, I see the parking lot through the trees. Oh, pond trail. We'll do this to get back to the parking lot. I don't even think this was on the map, this little trail. I think this is a dead end. It's on just past the junction. But I want to see the pond. This is neat. Ah, it does get back to the parking lot. Nice. I lost my other half. She's afraid of getting lost again. There's the pond. So I hope this hike turned out well. It actually got better once we got lost. The first part was kind of boring. It's the other side of the pond. And that's where we came from. Wow, parking lot cleared out. It's kind of a neat painting on that building. I don't know if you can see it. Wow, so they are putting this rock on the trails. It's a lot of work. There. Show you this painting. It's like some type of worm or something.